See, I think what happened with your dearly departed Cheetor is he saw these episodes of Beast Wars Second. He's like, "Oh God, it's that time again. I'm out of here."
He leaves when it's Monday. If I have to be here, so do you.
Too much energy.
Too much energon, like this podcast.
Cheetor, what in the ever-loving fuck have you done?
If I wanted to fly, I would have become a bat, not a rat.
It seems my head is purple fire now.
Intelligent conversation.
The louder you yell, the more damage your bullets do.
Ah!
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Well,
It's gonna blow.
I've decided that I want to live.
No. Not that. Ah!
Greetings, big hornies. Welcome to episode 142 of Too Much Energon, the podcast where we talk about Beast Wars shit and talk shit about Beast Wars. Coming to you live, as always, from a mysterious floating mountain somewhere hidden on planet Energon, or in this case, planet Gaia. I wish it was still planet Energon, but here we are. I am, as always, the Siege, one of your hosts.
It's okay. It's okay. Japanese Beast Wars isn't real. It can't hurt you. Shh. Quiet, Tykatron. Quiet. I know. We must live and let live. God. There's relationship drama with a squid. No. Oh, Siege. I had a terrible dream. I dreamt we were reviewing Beast Wars Second. For like the
God.
5th or 10th time.
Oh God, what year is it?
Well, it's late 2024 somehow. Wait, what's that? It's not a dream? And you were there? And you were there? Yeah, I'm NeoCal. I'm joining Siege Eterna here on episode 142 of Too Much Energon. And let me tell you, it's less talking about Beast Wars shit and more talking shit about Beast Wars lately. Which can have its merits.
It can.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'm just fine. I'm just gonna eat a carrot in the corner here. I don't even care.
So this week on Too Much Energon, we are talking about Beast Wars Second, unfortunately, still. Episodes 21, 22, 23, and 24, which aired in summer of 1998.
Imagine you're a Japanese youth in the year 1998. Matrix isn't out yet, but you do have Beast Wars Second. How stoked are you to watch these episodes? I mean, you're probably outside riding your bike, actually, but I'm sure there were 30-year-olds like glued to the TV waiting for a new episode.
Yeah, probably with combiners named Jeremy.
With combiners named Jeremy. Oh, and they don't have combiners. They just found ways of taking their transformers apart and putting them together to make a Jeremy, if you will.
Yeah.
Classic OC like Tigertron and Scorpionox and Jeremy.
Yep, the good old days, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to get right into it and get through this as quickly as humanly possible. Episode 21 of Beast Wars Second, the Tentacular Scuba. Tentacular Scuba.
Testicular Scuba?
Sure.
Is that the same as testicular torsion? So testicular scuba.
I mean, I dealt with testicular scuba a few summers ago, and I just went to the doctor and got a shot and cleared up within like a week.
Yeah. So spread testicular scuba awareness today.
So the testicular scuba. So the gist of this episode is, okay, we've got Bighorn. He's hunting for a four-leaf clover, specifically because
Which I swear he's done before, but
he's trying to increase his luckiness in
his luck stat.
his luck stat, but in something specific. He's got something specific in mind. He wants to
Get laid.
he wants to increase his chances with the ladies, if you will.
What ladies?
I know.
What ladies are there on planet Gaia?
Which, to be fair, so the show has
Tasmania Kid. Is he a lady?
No, he's a twink, remember?
Oh, we went over this, right? Yeah.
So the show...
It's cuter when they pretend they're straight, right? Yeah.
So the show did establish a few episodes ago that Bighorn is... he's lonely. He wants to find love.
It did. I'll give it that.
I'll give the show credit that we are getting a little bit of continuity here, finally.
A little bit of continuity, a little bit of character development, even.
A little bit. Not much. But at this point...
fucking there. We'll take it.
But at this point, it's like, you know... Like Eddie Murphy said in one of his like stand-ups, if you're starving and someone throws you a cracker, you're going to be like, God damn, that's the best cracker I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
It's like that in Beast Wars 2nd when something positive comes along.
That's right. And here we go.
So he finds a four-leaf clover and he's all like, hey!
Yeah, he actually finds one.
Yeah, he finds one. And he's very hee-haw about it. Over on the Old Maritimers pirate ship, we get to meet what is basically the she-gremlin from Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
The squid lady.
Hey, man, if you're just you and your buds on a planet, that she-gremlin do be looking... What? Aren't there not even female gremlins? It's just that one particular gremlin put on makeup. They're agendered, right?
They're agendered, but it was it was injected with a serum to make it change its gender, and it went female.
He could be making this up, everyone listening, and I'd have no idea because I haven't seen that movie in such a long time.
I just watched it about a year ago.
So that one in particular was injected with something that made it a woman gremlin?
Yeah.
All right, now that's the backstory for the woman gremlin on this episode.
Yeah, so the squid lady, the she-gremlin of the Old Maritimers is well, she's got a big old crush on Scuba, which makes Artemis really, really jealous in one of the dumber plot points of this entire series. So
now,
much
I would have thought someone like someone else.
So much so that Artemis actually gets mad and orders Moon to metamorph and go to the planet and do something about Squid Lady's affection toward Artemis.
Because as we found out, the whatever they're made out of is renders them completely invisible to any sensors that the Gaia inhabitants have.
Yeah.
So go down and sabotage their relationship.
Yeah, I guess.
Sounds like an early 2000s movie, or what you had said. That sounded very sitcom.
Yeah, like a 90s sitcom.
Yeah.
So Squid Lady decides to spend all night writing a love letter chip to Scuba. And she goes and meets up with Scuba. Scuba is like, "Oh, it's one of the dreaded Seacons. I'm going to attack." And she tries throwing the letter at him, and he's like, "Oh, it's firing a projectile at me. I'm going to shoot it and blow it up." And she's like, "No, I spent all night writing that. Ah, God."
Then why'd you throw it?
I
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. That's Bighorn. Bighorn sees her somehow and immediately gets smitten with her, and the whole episode is basically like her.
She's the only chick on the planet right now.
She is, yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah, yeah. So the whole episode is basically just Squid Lady trying to hit on Scuba. Scuba being like, one of the evil Seacons. Ah, open fire. And then Bighorn being like, me,
No.
like, no. So horny. And then she's like, ugh, get away, dude.
Because he is gross. I choked on what I was eating, folks. When he said he's so horny.
Hey, so horny.
Get away from her. I love her. And then she's like, ew, gross. He's
Ew,
like,
gross.
fine, whatever. I didn't like you anyway, bitch.
Yeah, whatever, slut.
So the neckbeard defeated calls her a slut and stops defending her honor.
Yep, that's pretty much that episode.
I think that's it. I pulled
Episode.
an Eric Burnham and kind of watched this like in the background as I was doing other things, but that's so mean. I should stop saying.
Episode 22, Megastorm's Reckoning. So Megastorm, a.k.a. G2 Megatron, meets with the leader of the Old Maritimers, and they decide to hash out a deal. He's like, okay, oh, actually, in the last episode, one thing I want to point out is the Maximals do the exact same thing that they did with the three amigos, which is like, who are these guys? Can they be trusted? We don't know, which is particularly stupid because the Old Maritimers just tried to blow them up in the previous episode, but whatever.
But maybe that was a misunderstanding.
But it's like, yeah, we don't know, but we don't know if we can trust them, so we'll have to keep a close eye on them. And it's like, this is the exact same thing you did with the three amigos.
Was it ever revealed? So we know that why the three amigos are on planet Gaia, because they responded to distress beacon, correct?
Sure.
And they were going to peacekeep on another planet somewhere. Do we know why the Insecticons?
They just
pirates?
the Insectrons, they just live there.
Do we know why the Maritimers are there?
They're looking for the angle slam. Everyone seems to be looking
seems
for
legit.
Everyone seems to be looking in this show seems to be looking for the angle slam energy, but we're never really told why.
Hey man, remember the comics when we found out the angel moist energy? I don't know, is powerful. we covered comics, people, and in the comics we covered, they were all after the angle slam energy as well. And despite what this podcast is about, I can't fucking tell you why the angle moist energy is better than Energon.
Right. Well, in the comic, it had something to do with uniting. What was it? Unicorn Panda Puffs. The angle slam.
That's right. Unicorn needed the angle slam.
And something else, because it was the unholy trinity. Can't even remember my own joke now.
Oh yeah, the angle slam, unicorn panda puffs. Yeah, we can't even remember our own. That's what Beast Wars 2nd does to a motherfucker.
All right, I'm going in. I'm
the unholy trinity.
I'm gonna look
at. Are we going? We're looking at our own episodes on live during this.
Yeah,
this recording here.
Yeah, I'm looking up an old.
Can you imagine? Synopses. We thought that was as bad as it got.
I know.
Imagine, right? Sweet summer child. Although we did find out Megsy's real name. Isn't it weird that his name's Galavar?
That was a different comic series.
Oh, you're right. No, we liked that one a little bit more. Or did we?
The one where no, the one where we find out he's Galavar is the shitty 2021.
Oh, that's the
comic.
20. Yeah, that's the 2021. Yeah, it starts strong, kinda.
No, it doesn't.
No, I guess it doesn't, huh? I'm just remembering the jokes we made, not not the actual plot. I just remember. Have you seen the cost of rent on Cybertron? He's van lifing it. It's like laser comb canon that Galavar like hashtag van life. I'm ready to hashtag van life. How bad could it be? I've got a cat though.
You know what? I can't find it, so whatever. The unholy trinity. Anyway, it has to do with
the
like
big bad. It was the energy, and then it was an individual.
yeah, it was like that's bothering me now.
It's bothering you now.
Shark,
It was like an individual.
Shark to
Chocolat.
Oh,
Chocolat.
Chocolat. That's it. Yeah.
But what was that? Shock.
Shock.
It was shock. We did it, folks. We did it. Chocoract.
Yeah. So it was
Part of a balanced breakfast.
so it was Chocolat, the Angle Slam, and Unicorn Panda Puffs. Part of a complete breakfast.
Chocolat needed the Angle Slam so that he could summon Unicorn Panda Puffs, right?
So Unicorn Panda Puffs could inhabit his body and be reborn.
Right. Unlimited energy. And it also did other stuff. Like what happened when you ejected the Angle Slam?
It turned people into like zombies or transformers
Like
into
super powered
rage virus zombies.
It made them more powerful, but like consumed their mind. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. And they're all after that for some reason. Why?
Yeah.
Maybe they saw Pterosaur on the juice, and they were like, well, that island blew up, so we need to get our boys somewhere else. Man, imagine there was like just magic crystals that like shocked you and you were just like fucking jacked, didn't need glasses, could like run without getting tired. You were just like, you don't slur your words or have a lisp like I do half the times, and you were just like the apex version of yourself. But every time you did it,
you start talking like this.
And I can't remember if that happened or we just pretended it did. Did his voice change a little bit?
His voice did, yeah.
Okay. It did. But every time you take it, it lasts a little bit less long. Would you ever go down that rabbit hole, or would you not want to? Oh, and every time you take it, your dick gets 2% smaller.
I'd give it a shot.
2% so smaller. Sign me up. It's already
I've got percentages to spare.
Oh, you know what? I would do it. I want to see the Apex version of me. I imagine the Apex version of me is like the Beast from from what's that Shyamalan?
Split.
From Split. That's what my Apex. It's just crazy fucking eye, like no body hair, like anywhere, able to like tank like shotgun blasts.
I probably would get slimmer. My hair would immediately grow out like super long right away.
Yeah.
I would get slimmer, but extremely.
Oh, we'd have opposite
toned and muscly.
So the opposite would happen. All your fat like would disappear. Yeah. I'd get bigger and just like fucking. If he wasn't on the juice for that movie, I want to know his secret. Oh, it's called being a rich actor. So opposite. My hair falls out. We have the same effect. We're both superhuman. We're bulletproofish, but your hair poofs out and mine gets sucked back in. I just want to crawl around on like the wall and be creepy.
That's my.
I guess I could do that with camera effects.
That's how that it'd be pretty easy, I think, for me to maintain a like secret identity. So imagine like this is just how I look normally, but as soon as I get like
I'll try to imagine, but okay.
I know, right? But like I get juiced up. When I get juiced up, I'm suddenly like 15 years younger. I have super long hair. I'm slimmer but muscular. People
And
would
you'd
be like,
probably wear a different outfit.
yeah, no one would know it was me.
That's true. Especially when it wears off, all the hair just goes it just
It just falls out.
it just like falls out.
That's like my calling card at every crime, at like every crime scene that
Just
I like
2 feet
stop.
of hair.
There's just like a whole bunch of hair on the ground.
And it's not cut. It's just all
Yeah.
my God.
Police tried to do DNA testing on it.
The same amount every time too.
Police try to do DNA testing on it, and as soon as they do, it just like turns to smoke and like dusts away.
My God. Amazing. See, we should be making a show about this.
See,
We're 2 normal dudes find magic crystals.
what we just came up with is well, better than anything on this cartoon.
I love I love what this cinematic universe.
So Megastorm's reckoning, G2 Megatron meets with the leader of the Old Maritimers in a like secret one-on-one meeting behind a rock.
As one does.
Like it's at
Clandestine.
night, very little lighting, secret meeting. G2
In
Megatron
bathroom stalls, yeah.
bathroom stalls. Oh my, what's gonna be going on there?
Like that stupid scene in Dumb and Dumber.
So G2 Megatron is trying to recruit the Old Maritimers to defeat the Maximals. And the leader of the Old Maritimers, his name is like Shellhead or something like that.
Shelly!
Oh,
And he's
Shelley.
like, Yar, you be looking to get rid of your maximal problem. Except that none of them talk like pirates.
Not
It
really.
bugs
No.
me. Bothers me.
Yeah, you
Which
think
is
they...
weird because the 3 amigos they weren't afraid to go there.
I
Who are you
know.
offending by talking like a pirate? Nobody? Or you know what? Maybe that's just there's no Japanese version of there's no Japanese accent for the pirate voice.
Well, I mean, the Japanese accent for like a Latino
It's just saying amigos, amigos.
caricature is just saying muchas amigo, Lio convoy.
You're right. They could have.
Not even knowing what the fucking word means.
They could have just said yar. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they don't. They don't even say yar. They don't even use vernacular that one would assume a pirate would.
Yeah.
Avast or
In the version that I watched today, he was saying ye.
Oh, that's right. No, he was saying ye instead of
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess is about as far as we're gonna go with this in this show.
Ye.
Ye.
Whenever I hear ye,
Ye.
I never think
Ye.
of I never think of medieval talk, like thou and thee, except after he. I always think of that stupid fucking dinosaur meme.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Ye. Ye.
Ye.
Ye. Ye.
I didn't even know that was from anything until you showed me.
Yeah, it's from some Italian rip-off, low budget rip-off of The Land Before Time.
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched the clip. Yeah, the animation is atrocious. Even worse than the animation in this show.
There you go. Side by side comparison. I bet we're the first to ever compare that random Land Before Time show and Beast Wars second.
And probably the only.
And the last. So what ends up happening? They hire them and they're like, Yar, we be privateers, so we'll take care of your problem.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, so Yahar, we'll take care of ye maximal problem, matey, but we're gonna need we're gonna need some payment.
We're gonna need a round of BJs for the boys. It's been a long time out at sea.
They
We
don't
don't
call
have
us
any women.
They don't call us seamen for nothing, you see.
Oh, we didn't say by the women. Just put on some lipstick and some heels, and you'll be good to go.
One of our own's been doing that for years, but we're kind of sick of him, yar.
Cut to the she-gremlin.
Yeah. G2 Megatron is like, okay, well, what do you want? And he's like, har, we'll take some of ye angle slam energy. And G2 Megatron is like, all right, you can have 1/10 of our angle slam energy. And he's like, oh, that's too low. We're gonna need 1/8 of ye angle slam energy for each maximal we dispatch. Yar. And immediately I'm like, wait a minute. 1/8 per maximal. Like, this is gonna start adding up really quickly. I'm like, okay, is this just the show being dumb, or is this just the Megatron being dumb?
Or is it Megatron planning on double crossing them?
Well, and indeed, it ends up being Megatron being dumb. See, it wouldn't have surprised me if the show had just never addressed it, to be honest. Like the math.
That's what I expected.
Yeah,
I expected them to just never address it. Yeah.
And so Shellhead is like, haha, but their leader, Lio Convoy, we're gonna need 3 portion. We're gonna need 3 pieces of 8 to dispatch him, you see. And he's like, all right, you got a deal. And G2 Megatron goes back to the Galvaberg 2.
Frictions are hard.
Yeah, and Starscream is like, whoa, hold on 1 second. And he puts on a visor and he gets out the like accountant's calculator.
That old account. Carry the 3 and get Zooks. And then he like takes off that little monocle thing.
You're looking at
you just promised them 15 eighths.
So you're looking at a 16% growth rate on your first fiscal year.
And then Megs is like, what the hell are you talking about?
So indeed, what they figure out is that it's like, okay, there's what, like 6 maximals? 5, 6 maximals? So it's like 1/8 of our angle slam.
We got 9 eighths.
Yeah, we got 9 eighths, which I'm like, the math doesn't check out there, but it's like, okay, so we got 6 maximals here, 1/8 of our angle slam energy for each, and then we're going to be giving 3 portions of angles, 3/8 of the angle slam energy for dealing with Lio Convoy. That puts us at exactly 1 -8 of our angle slam reserves. And all of I like how the Decepticons in this show are all just turning on G2 Megatron. They're like, this guy's a fucking idiot.
They are starting to realize that he's fucking stupid, which is... They were kind of intimidated by him, and like they still listen to him because the chain of command. But I think they're starting to realize he's dumb.
Yeah.
And the funniest part of all of this is there's no way to, like, how do the Maritimers know how much angle moist energy they have? They could just give them some and be like, that's all of it.
It's like, all right, well, here you go. Here's your portion. Wait, this is just like 1 jerry can, like half full.
Yeah, that's all of the angle slam energy we've managed to get from this entire time we've been here.
It's like, hey, you just said 1/8 per maximal. We didn't tell you how much we had. That's a good point.
You didn't specify a wattage or a volume amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it volume? Is it like, because Energon cubes is volume. It's an amount of energy stored in the smallest amount, smallest capable.
Well, is the angle
because
slam,
Energon cubes have different.
Is the angle slam energy? Is it like a liquid or a gas? I'm not actually sure.
I
kind of thought it was a gas.
I thought it was like a liquid.
No. Then I guess, yeah.
Or is it both?
Volume.
Fuck,
I don't know.
It'd be volume. It'd be volume if it was liquid or gas. So, oh, but then there's pressure, and it depends. Like, because like propane, you can like it can it's stored pressurized, so that more of it is. None of this matters.
Because if the show is not concerned about it, why should we be?
This is like the more recent version of the the unit of measurement of what was it that we like ran into of time
I
that
don't
we did
remember.
in Beast Wars. What was that? It was not clicks. It was, or was it clicks?
Cycles.
Cycles. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cycles not used in this iteration of Beast Wars. I've noticed. Also, I
They
find
use
it.
kilometers.
Also,
Do
I
they
find
even
it-
talk about?
I find it funny that they frequently in the show refer to other characters as that blah blah guy.
Yeah, that's funny. It's because there's so many characters. It's like, oh man, we don't worry, we can't remember your names either.
So G2 Megatron is all panicking, like, oh, what am I gonna do? And I think it's might be Jay and Silent Bob who come up with the idea, who are
It is,
basically
yeah.
like, you know what, you can just double cross them, like we can make them kill each other and keep all the energy for ourselves.
Oh yeah, we're Decepticons. That's what we do. I, being a Decepticon of my word, would never do such a thing.
And there's what ends up happening. They're gonna send out these transmitters, and I think Starscream and BB are like, "Hey, careful with those transmitters; it might explode."
Right.
And one of them is like, "Oh, well, they're just transmitters. Why would they explode? Why would they blow up?" And the other one is like, "Well, it was made by that Megastorm guy, so who knows?" And then that gives Megastorm is at first like all offended by that, but it gives him the idea to, haha, these transmitters, I'm actually going to put bombs in them.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, that's what happens.
Right. Oh well, if they're, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sure. So weird when like almost all of the Transformers in the show can shoot missiles of some kind that they need to be. So,
Yeah.
but hey, it's whatever moves the plot in this, I guess. And everything goes according to plan for good old Megatron.
I don't even remember. I'm trying to read a synopsis here to jog my memory of what happens, but I don't even remember exactly.
Probably some fighting has happened, and then
some fighting and blowing up things happen, and
it's revealed that it wasn't actually the Maximals. It was the, and then they turn on the Decepticons or something like that, and the Decepticons run away. Right?
sure.
We both just funny because we watched this.
Episode 23, Showdown in the Sea.
Oh man. Yeah.
Showdown in the Sea. A big fight happens. One of the characters mentions that they're going to, now stay with me here, the sea continent.
I missed that. No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
The sea continent.
So, what is a continent? What is a continent? But a miserable pile of secrets. So, I think what they mean is an island.
Maybe.
But when you say continent, or do they mean an underwater? What do you think they mean by sea continent?
I don't know.
And I don't want to know.
I just know that those words contradict one another.
Yeah, I hate to break it, but most continents,
Are made of land.
surrounded by sea of some kind. I mean, there's like the Indian subcontinent and like Asia and like Europe are connected, but like they're both still surrounded by ocean.
Yeah.
I, I think they mean Big Island.
Well,
Yeah,
and indeed, what they end up going to is not even a big island. It's a small little island.
it's a small island, sea continent.
Uh, the Old Maritimers convince the she-gremlin to use her feminine wiles to attract Bighorn to a particular area for an ambush.
That's just mean.
It is mean. And that's what they end up doing. The other Maximals go to this island to try and save Bighorn. Big fight breaks out. They get their asses kicked. They're stuck toward the end of the episode. They're stuck on this little island, like all half shot to hell. And Galvatron shows up in the Galvaberg 2 overhead, and he's like, "Ah, yes, Maritimers, prove your worth to me. You have them right where you want them. Destroy them." And I'm like, if you really wanted to kill these fuckers, you are flying your big-ass spaceship right above them. Open fire.
There's so many times when for the sake of like whatever we're calling them Decepticons, the Decepticons have them outnumbered, outgunned, heavily outnumbered, by the way, and they have a warship.
Yeah.
And they'll leave.
Unlike the Yukikaze, can actually fly.
Yeah, it flies around regularly on the show.
Yeah.
And
Maximals are all just laying there, like half injured on an island, and you have your big warship overhead. It's like,
doesn't have guns.
Just start shooting.
In the very least, let's say it doesn't have guns, which I know for a fact it does.
Yeah,
but
we've
let's
seen
say
them.
it doesn't have guns, right? You know what it does have? All of the auto rollers, all of the Decepticons.
Yeah.
There's like 20 of them. Like launch missiles at the little island.
Yeah.
But hey, this is the chance for them to get the Maritimers on their side.
And during this fight that they have, there is this like recurring, and it happens multiple times over, this recurring bullshit where the Old Maritimers are trying to combine into God Neptune.
Right.
And the she-gremlin like keeps fucking them over because she fucks off to go like chase Scuba. And
right, like she's got eyes for Scuba, but they need her
to combine. Yeah. And I swear this happens 3 times over where they try to combine, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, its left leg is missing, and then they just fall apart.
Yeah, did they not look around to see if she was on board? It's okay, so let's say you're part of a cheerleading squad, right?
Yeah.
There's an exact number of people. You're not going to like throw a bitch up in the air and catch him or her when the other person that's supposed to catch them isn't there too. And so I think it's just funny that they're incompetent enough that they attempt transforming without noticing she's not there. A lot of the show really paints almost everyone except like 3 Maximals as being very stupid.
Yeah.
There's Lyle Convoy, whose biggest sin is letting Maximals go off on their own, like all the time. You should just give them a fucking curfew, or like, hey, don't leave the backyard, or like a you're only allowed to go 1 click away. What is it? It's his second in command. I want to say Apache is relatively smart, and I want to say Scuba is. Everyone else, literally everyone.
I would say Galvatron, for the most part, is fairly smart. He's just surrounded by incompetent people.
Oh, Galvatron. Yeah. No, he though? Done some stupid shit.
Like not firing on the Maximals. Yeah, fair enough.
And like just transforming into a drill dragon and being defeated and
getting all juiced up on Angle Slam and becoming a big dragon, being like, "Rawr!"
And then getting defeated by letting them grab your Okay. Let's
fair
say
enough.
for the sake. No. Let's say for the sake of argument, he's at least he's not an idiot. I guess. No, he is though. No. There's only 3 smart people, but they're not smart enough to stop letting the dumb people make decisions, which is, even as a kid, I would be frustrated with this. I know it's impossible. Like, nobody can really say what they would think as a kid, right? But man, when I was a kid, I knew stupid fucking shows when I saw them. I could see plot incongruities, plot holes when I was a kid, and the show would have pissed me off. Anyways, the ship open slams on the Maximals. The island blows up. Bada bing, bada boom. Decepticons get all the angle slam, right?
No, the Insectrons show up out of nowhere to save the day. And they defeat
right.
they defeat God Neptune.
Right.
And then the Maximals are all arguing about which member of the Old Maritimers is the strongest. They're all arguing that the one that they fought was the strongest.
That was cute, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. No, the one I fought was the strongest. Well, you guys all lost.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, the bickering and competitiveness is higher in the Maximals than it is the Decepticons.
Yeah, that's true.
That's usually a very Decepticon or Predacon like thing. No, it's the Maximal trope in this show. To the point of hindering them a lot. They're always competing and always like bickering, and yeah, they don't really do that on the other side. The auto rollers, they just want to dig and build shit. I don't give a fuck about what's going on, right?
Jay and Silent Bob are best
Jay
buds.
and Silent Bob are just best buds and like blowing shit up and like having sneaky plans. Or I can't tell if they're heterosexual like life partners like Jay and Silent Bob, or there's I think they are.
No, I think they're bros. I think it's Starscream and BB that are secretly a couple. Because Starscream has been getting more.
That's what I was referring to. Oh, sorry. Jay and Silent Bob are
Thrust and Dirge.
Thrust and yeah.
The dreaded comedy
They're
duo.
just best bros. They're just best bros. No. In my head, I was thinking of I think BB and Starscream are like roommates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and Starscream has been getting more and more flamboyant as the show has been going on.
Definitely. They were like a mastermind, and I was like, damn, they're not an idiot in this. And as the show's gone on, and BB has shown to be smarter than he actually lets on.
Yeah.
And has like bailed Starscream out of some things. Like been like, okay, come on, let's go. Right? I get like gay couple like vibes about that. Like BB lets Starscream run the show in quotes.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same page with that. But no, you're right. Dirge and Thrust, Jay and Silent Bob, they're definitely best bros. Anyone listening or watching, notice we keep moving weird. As the old men that we are, it's been going on for me for like 3 weeks now. But we have like pretty debilitating nerve pain on the same side of our body.
I
used to call it my symbiote, and then I jokingly passed it on to Siege.
Yeah, about a week ago, I think it was it was last Tuesday. It was the day after we recorded the last episode.
Exactly 3 weeks after mine started.
I was getting out of the shower, and I grabbed a towel and started toweling my head off. And all of a sudden, I got such a sharp pain in my left shoulder that I actually yelled out. Yeah, pretty much. And then the pain got more intense. It started going up my neck. And then the next day, and as the day went on, the pain started going all the way down my left arm. And then the next day, my left hand was numb.
Is it pins and needles or like shocking, like feeling like almost?
Or
is it like because that's what nerve pain feels like to me. Like when I rub it, it goes away. And if I leave it, it like starts to come back.
It's like a pain that shoots down. It starts up here and like goes all the way down.
That's the nerve pain I got.
And it's on like
physio.
the lower left part of my arm, and my left hand, particularly my two lower fingers, keep going numb.
Yeah, that sounds like nerve was wrenched.
Yeah,
Human bodies, man.
I had a
How we evolve.
I had a compressed nerve in my left leg, or like my left hip and my left leg about a decade ago, and it felt like this.
Well, so now it's the upper body catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I haven't bothered going to the doctor because when I went to the doctor about my hip slash
he
leg,
slapped you on the shoulder and said,
he was just
"Take her
like,
easy, buddy."
he was just like, well, take some ibuprofen and it'll go away on its own within about like 8 to 12 weeks.
British Columbia doctors. Canada's finest, if you will. Even better now. Now that all the good ones are doing telemed for the US.
I've been hearing stories about what the NHS is like in the UK, and it sounds just like what we're dealing with here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know Australia is not quite as bad, but Australian jokes and memes on TikTok keep popping up for me. And apparently Australia's like that. It's like, oh man, I need to go to the ER. And it's just like, oh, you need to book a week in advance. Shit.
Yeah, it's like if you, apparently with the NHS, if you, now stop me if you've heard this before. Apparently, if you have a problem, you have to go to a clinic first thing in the morning and be prepared to wait there for like 8 hours if you even get in at all. And then if it's something serious, you'll get referred to someone and then we'll see them in like 7 months to a year later.
7 months to a year later, yeah.
Yeah.
If they contact you at all. That's my favorite.
I've had that happen before.
They'll call
too.
you. Oh, it's happened to me so many times. I refuse to like it. The number of times where like for sleep apnea, for pain, for like who knows what. And it's just like, oh yeah, they have a waiting list. They'll call you. And I'm like, okay, can you give them my email? Can you give them this? Can you give them this alternate number? Like, because the they'll call you thing, there's an 80% chance that doesn't fucking happen.
That they won't, yeah. And I've tried years ago. I tried calling a particular doctor's office out on it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we called multiple times and just never got an answer."
And then never told you.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah, that's my favorite.
and it's like, no, you didn't try calling multiple times.
Also,
least-
yeah, you probably didn't. Also, like, do your fucking job. Anyways, medical system here.
Anyways, episode 24 of Beast Wars 2nd, Face the Setting Sun. The three amigos are back, and you know what? I was actually happy to see them.
You know what? What a ray of sunshine in this set. Because, like, here's the thing. We can say what you want about, like, the three amigos, but, like, at least it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, at least we thought that their antics were hilarious. And how they got some auto rollers drunk and, like, hung out. Like, they make friends with people. I don't know.
And formed a conga line, and
I think that's fucking hilarious. I'm like, I see why these are the peacekeepers,
yeah.
right? They just like show up and want to like party.
Yeah. So after these past 3 episodes, seeing this episode begin with the three amigos showing up, being all like, "Muchas!
Muchas amigos!"
I was like, okay, this is, yeah, literally shaking maracas. The lobster guy was like shaking maracas.
Remember when they gave they like fucking like like Looney Tunes like gave Apache like the siesta like outfit. He had like a poncho, like the
sombrero.
What are they called? The sombrero. I think he even had like a mustache.
He did, yeah.
And like maracas, and he's like like threw it all off.
So they show up, and Bighorn is lamenting about how the she-gremlin
Right.
about how much he loves the she-gremlin, but she's not interested in him.
Well, you know, unrequited love. What can I say?
And so they come up with the idea that they're going to kidnap her by, in a very, speaking of Looney Tunes, in a very Looney Tunes kind of way, throwing her
Throw
into
a sack.
throw a
throwing
sack
her-
over her and carry her away. Yup.
We're not. We're actually not joking. Like they're just
That's
like, well, yeah, we'll just kidnap her.
yeah, that's what they do. And the idea here is that Bighorn will save her, and then she'll fall in love.
The old classic will pretend to be mustachio twirling villains, and you'll come in and be the savior. The number of times I've seen this, it doesn't bother me. When we talk about tropes, it's not always necessarily a bad thing. Man, where's the first time I've seen that? I don't know, tons.
I am kind of bothered by it though, because it's
Are
like
you?
you're potentially starting the relationship off on a deceptive foot.
Oh, if it like ends up working. But
Yeah.
I can't recall any times
Where
this
it
has
actually
any
has.
worked, ever worked in like any time the trope has been used.
Yeah.
But it'll work in this time, right?
Well, it doesn't get the chance to work because the three amigos figure out that she is one of the dreaded Seacons. So they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take her to Lio Convoy instead. We're gonna get so much credit. We can get so much credit. We don't know. We're not even gonna know how to use all of our credit." I found it weird. They kept saying like credit as if it was like a currency.
Now, did they mean like street cred, or did they
I
mean
was
like
I was
like-
confused. The show's not
like-
terribly clear about it.
like a higher limit on their visa? Like,
Yeah.
what did they?
Think of
or
all
did
the
they- or did
Coronas
they
we
mean,
can
like
get
brownie
with this.
points. Think of all the churros we could eat with the credits we'll get. Yeah, so I wasn't sure. I was going to ask you, did they mean like credits? Is that the currency? Let's just say, I don't know. Maybe all of the above: street cred, credits, and a better credit score.
Well, at least it wasn't angle slam energy.
Thank God.
And
Maximals don't have any angle slam, do they? I still don't even know what it potentially does. All I know is it moves through tubes. Was that angle slam energy, or was it lava that turned Galvatron into the
both.
that was angle
Both. I
both
don't know.
because it's in the earth. Anyways, yeah, they're like, let's bring him to Lio Convoy, and I'm like, you know what? It's actually a better plan.
Yeah, and yeah, what happens? They combine into Cuban Pete, and the Seacons combine into God Neptune. And
They actually combine this time, right?
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So they go to fight. Oh, and the Old Maritimers are all like, "Huh, they're only a three-way combiner. We're a five-way combiner."
That's right.
I-
That makes us approximately 20%.
How many eighths? How many more eighths of angle slam energy is this going to get us?
We're 75% stronger.
Sure.
Time to do some fractions. Okay. So there's 5 of them, right? So that's 5/5. One. Then there's 3/5. Okay. 3 divided by 5. They're only 60% as strong as the Maritimers.
Seems legit. I'm convinced.
It's just math.
Well, and indeed, they the only reason they end up defeating God Neptune, if I recall correctly, is because Lio Convoy and the other Maximals show up to help.
Who would have? What a twist! What a fucking twist! Needless to say, God Neptune is stronger.
Yeah,
Um,
but they still defeat God Neptune, and all is well. Bighorn is like, "Hey, why didn't you bring her to me like you were supposed to?"
And it's just like, dude, don't say the kidnapping plan out fucking loud. Also, what you know what? Like none of the other Maximals judge him for this after it comes out, and I'm like, that's like the creepiest thing any Maximal has, any Transformer has probably ever wanted to do. But let me think.
I don't know.
Tarantulas.
Tarantulas did some creepy shit.
He did some creepy shit. Yeah. No, Tarantulas still has the biggest creep motives.
I just want to slowly suck out your energy through your penis.
Wait a second. I don't have a penis.
What's that big yellow thing sticking out of you?
That's my tail.
It'll have to do.
Close enough. Minimal. So the three amigos are just like, well, whatever. Adios.
See ya. Muchos golpes. Well, vámonos.
And that's the episode. Well,
muchos golpes. No, grande golpes, huh? Well, what is goodbye in Spanish?
Adios.
Yeah, adios, right? They use so much Spanish in the show, it has me fucking forgetting what things like mean. To grande golpes, huh? Well, adios.
Adios, amigos.
And
they
I should find that meme and just put a fucking sombrero on Jim Carrey.
And then they just like, and then they limbo their way like off screen.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what? I hate to admit it. Who was it? Somebody on the Discord was like, actually, they're like the more fun part of the show. And you know what? You're right. Who was that? I don't know. Someone was like, they're the more fun part of the show. And it's like, yeah, actually. Yeah. I see that now. My eyeballs were rolling when they first popped up, but who would have thought we're in a place where we welcome a Three Amigos episode. Amigos. And then what happens to the Mariners? They like cry and their ship sinks or some bullshit.
Oh yeah. So that happens at the beginning of this episode. So the previous episode, the previous episode, like established them as being like this big like force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Like almost like destroying the Maximals and whatnot. And then this episode begins with them crying because Galvatron is making fun of them over Zoom, basically. And they cry so much that their ship sinks.
Okay, think about it for a second, right?
But then the ship is just back to normal again in the next scene.
Yeah, because they use it. Whatever, it's a visual gag, and I understand it. But to be pedantic, to be a pedantic cunt, if the ship supported their weight, right?
Yeah.
How could they cry enough tears to... It's mass, right? Conservation of mass.
Yeah.
They wouldn't... Whatever. This is where we're at now, people.
Oh, and there's I took a picture of this to remember. There's this time, instead of angle slam energy, what the Seacons are hired to are going to be paid for
We've
destroy the
discussed
Maximals.
They're being paid in BJs.
Instead of being angle slam energy, this time it is sheets of super death steel to repair their ship.
That's what it is. I'm trying to rewind it and
super
find it
death steel.
I laughed out loud when I saw super death steel. Get yourself a sword made out of super death steel.
Yeah.
Assuming a very rare and very dangerous type of steel that which we've never heard of yet before on the show. And but I'm sure we'll hear about it a lot.
And probably won't again.
Yeah, we'll never hear from that. If the show does, I will give it kudos. A single kudos if it ever brings up Super Death Steel again.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. This is now part of public record.
Yeah, let it be known that I will give Beast Wars Second one single kudos. Wait, is a single kudos a kudo?
No, I think it's still kudos.
Yeah. And multiple kudos are just like kudos. It's like deer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He dared to kill a king's dare.
Yeah.
Well, that was episode 142 of Too Much Energon. Here on the podcast, we rate episodes of Beast Wars, Transformers War for Cybertron, board games, Monopoly games.
Monopoly is different than board games. Everyone knows.
Mutating card games.
Mutating card games, which I still think is that was a pretty legit game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's random. Remember how we just kept going back and forth and bumping each other and we just like sped random? That was fun. Go watch that one.
Yeah.
What a find. Unique too. I haven't played
Yeah.
a game like that before.
It wasn't cheap.
King of the
either,
Hill.
So I'm glad it was
King
fun.
of the Hill card game.
It's
It's essentially King of the Hill. Yeah.
that game cost me $50.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it hasn't been made since, what was that?
97.
Yeah.
And it was in really good condition too, unlike that reboot
It
board
was.
game that I acquired.
Oh, what else?
Anyway, we rate things on the Too Much Energon scale, which ranges from not enough Energon to a sufficient amount of Energon to too much Energon. It's basically bad, okay, good. Cal, one at a time. The testicular scuba.
Right, we're doing a Beast Wars Second scale here. Did it have anything new? Did it? I mean, I guess so. Okay, it gets a very low sufficient amount of Energon because it's trying to do something with characters. So, there, I said it. Testicular torsion.
Yeah, I guess I'll echo that. There's a little bit of character development with Bighorn. Also, there's some
Yeah,
hilarious like freeze frames.
There are. If anything, these episodes have some pretty good freeze frames.
Megastorm's Reckoning.
I don't even remember.
It's a not enough Energon for me.
This is not enough Energon for me. No, nothing really happened in this.
I'm gonna say the same for Showdown in the Sea.
Same, not enough Energon.
And for Face the Setting Sun, it
I
barely
will
gets
give Face the Setting Sun a sufficient amount of Energon
because of the three amigos.
because of the three amigos actually making they actually make the the moral choice more often than the Maximals. Fuck. The Maximals than the Maximals do. I legitimately think they're the most moral characters on the show.
Sweet.
But yeah, that gets a sufficient amount. So it sounds like we're in agreement
Yeah.
on those episodes. One day we'll find a Too Much Energon. Probably not.
Probably not.
You never know. It can happen.
Well, if you would like to support this show, go to patreon.com/lazorcomb, LAZORCOMB. We're starting at the $5 tier. You get access to a bonus weekly Patreon exclusive podcast, the Super Lasercomb Patreon Super Show, in addition to a host of other goodies. So, want to get in on that, go to patreon.com/lasercomb. If you want to interact with us, join the Discord. It's actually been fairly happen in place lately.
I know.
It's been
Other people having conversations that don't include me. How dare you? No.
No, I think that's great, actually. I've been noticing a lot of the regulars on there are interacting with each other. Like, it just independent of either you or me, which I think is
Mhm.
great. It's actually turning into like a little community.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, I pop in and I'm like, post a GIF of Homer yelling "nerds." No, I like that. What is it? Memes and wrestling is enough of a talking point that we needed channels for those, and we did. Now we have them.
Yeah, because
Don't
we were
post your
for a while
memes.
there. We were posting memes a lot and talking
It
about
was all
wrestling
just
a lot.
going in general.
Yeah,
Or if it was wrestling, it was in whatever fucking show that happened to bring it up first. Right?
yeah. But yeah, join the Discord. Link in the description, as always. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with episode 143 of Too Much Energon, where we're going to be talking about episodes 25, 26, 27, and 28. Episode 25 is The Final Battle.
Uh-oh.
Don't tease me with a good time. Beast Wars second.
So it's done? The final battle? That's the last episode? Imagine. Don't tease me with a good time. Spoilers. It's not.
Episode 26. Enter Lio Jr.
Oh, okay. See, that's one of the reasons I wanted to like fucking tough it out. Is I want to see like Lio Jr. I want to see who else on the Maximals are we missing?
Magnaboss.
Magnaboss. Yeah. Who makes Magnaboss?
Lio Jr.
Tasmanian. Is it? No.
No, Lio Jr. Skywarp, I think. It's an eagle and an elephant. Can't remember the elephant's name.
Yeah, it's not big convoy. It's not a mammoth. That's I don't we'll
No,
see.
it's an elephant.
Yeah, it's an elephant.
An
Yeah.
elephant, an eagle, and a lion. An elephant,
We'll
an
get
eagle,
there.
and a lion walk into a bar
And go,
then-
"Hee!"
and go hee and form Magnaboss.
With the magic words spoken, we are Magnaboss. Sounds like a Pokemon. No, it sounds like a Digimon.
Episode 27.
With big titties.
Megastorm Reborn, which apparently involves Starscream trying to kill G2 Megatron by dunking him in angle slam energy, but it ends up mutating him
Oh, who would have fucking thought?
into something big and powerful.
Who would have fucking imagined? It's like trying to get rid of like a villain in Gotham by dumping him into a vat of chemicals.
I know, right?
I
And episode 28, the new weapon, the taco tank.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought that was a play on words.
the taco tank.
I can imagine what that is.
This thing looks horrible.
The Taco Tank? The Taco Tank Beast Wars.
Uh,
Fuck is this? Is this real?
It's like a red thing with blue eyes and like spider legs. It kind
Gi-
of
Giant octopus.
it kind of reminds me of the tanks from Ghost in the Shell standalone complex that I hate.
Tachikoma bots?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we both fucking hate them.
Yeah, they actually ruined that show for me to the point that to this
They
day
do.
I've never
They
finished
do.
it.
I have never finished it because they fucking absolutely it destroys me.
Yeah.
Check out our other podcast, the Lasercomb podcast, where we review a random episode of a TV series, whether it's like anime, an old like crime show. We just did the A-Team. Huh?
That was fun.
And we landed on a like what was it, a Tachikoma like Reels episode?
It was an
What we did-
episode where it was like set pretty much entirely in the Tachikoma's like Matrix style, like shared mind experience.
Shared mind as they were getting like repaired or preparing for a mission or something like that. Oh,
So we landed on the best possible episode we could have.
the uh-huh. Oh, that was I didn't know I could hate an episode of Ghost in the Shell as much as
And here's
As
the
the-
thing: I love the movies, which don't have these things in them, and
at all. Yeah, I don't think at all.
No, they don't. Well, there is in the first movie, you see one of those tanks, but it's just a tank. It doesn't talk or anything.
Doesn't
It's
have
not a
like a
character.
child mind. Yeah.
It's not a character. It's just a tank. Yeah, I love those movies, and because of those stupid Pokemon tanks in the series, I've tried like half a dozen times over the past 20 years to get through that show, and have still never been able to.
I can't do the Tachikoma bots.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Well, luckily we don't have Tachikoma bots in Beast Wars 2nd, but we do have the 3 amigos.
We do have the 3 amigos, and thank Primus for that.
Actually, more we can withstand episodes with the 3 amigos a lot more than man, if we had a Tachikoma like bot episode of Beast Wars 2nd, I would need to stop.
You'd just throw your hands up, be like, I can't do this.
Yeah. I've almost felt that before with Beast Wars 2nd, with just how silly some of the episodes are back to back. But they're introducing so many characters and there's stuff happening, and well, dang it, we've come this far. There's what is it called? The sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for it, but we're giving it to you. Every episode of Beast Wars 2nd.
Let's see. So that will be episode 142. And then the next 4 will be... Or no, this is 142. That will be episode 143. The next one will be 144, 145, 46, 47. Episode 147 will be the end of Beast Wars 2nd.
Well, that's not so bad.
And
Now that we're clumping them, yeah.
And episode 147 will only be reviewing 3 episodes.
Hot damn.
And
That's as a treat.
and we've got a couple clip shows coming up too. So we can skip them.
Our clip shows are our favorite episodes of Beast Wars 2nd.
Oh. Well, anyway, that was 142 of Too Much Energon. Well, until next time, I have been The Siege, one of your hosts.
And I'm Neocal, your other sentient being.
Thanks for listening. We will angle slam you next time.
And chocolate you into
the bowl of unicorn panda puffs.
There you go. For free, too.
Bye-bye.
Machine.